It's very cold out today. It's about 5 below zero. And we're going to do a cold start. We have some snow. They're doing maintenance here at the complex. Whee! Snow! Don't you love winter? We'll see what skiing gauge says it is. I don't know how you can see it, but yeah, it's saying it's -5 at the air intake sensor, so we'll see what this does. As I turn down Bruce Springsteen, here we go. Fires right up. So I will clean this off, and then I will be on my way to work. The engine's starting to warm up a little bit here. Oh yeah, this is a bit of a return to winter for us here in Iowa. And I'd say winter came in with a fury. It pretty much evicted fall because we had a really nice fall. I also gotta get new wipers too. But yeah, here, so I'll figure out some way to stick this on the dash. And there it goes. The thing that unlocks the shifter when it's thing that unlocks the shifter when it's when you put the brake on got froze. Ooh. Almost my camera there. So yeah, I've had my Marquis for just over a year and a half now. Got it in April of 2015. And in that time, I've had absolutely nothing as far as issues with it. Which is kind of what I expected, because with these cars, being that they're designed for fleet and police use, they pretty much go from the start to be beat up on. And as I was able to find out with my car here, it was not actually a fleet vehicle or a police vehicle at all, even though it is a Grand Marquis. Actually, a local trucking company down in North Liberty had it, and they used it as a transport vehicle for their. There was a big piece of paper in the dash that I found when I cleaned it out, along with a bunch of fast food stuff from Hardee's. That the car. Oh yeah, it snowed out here, but. There was a thing that said that this vehicle is for the exclusive use of such and such companies, executives and guests only. And it also said that oil changes were due every 3,000 miles without exception. And I figured as much, that if this car had at least the oil changed on regular intervals, there was probably a pretty good chance that this thing was not going to be any kind of, there's not going to be really anything too wrong with it. And I was pretty much right on that assumption. If you watch the video, I made a video when I first got this. It was at a dealership up in Waterloo that I bought it, and got a pretty good deal on it too, because it's got this birch metallic gold paint on it, and apparently Ford had a lot of problems with that color because they would peel off, and mine's peeling off on the roof, and I was able to get some paint, some spray paint, and some sandpaper, and I went through the act of trying to patch up those spots on the roof where the paint was coming off. But what wound up happening was that even though I put a heavy layer of clear coat on it to finish it up, it continued to peel off where I didn't put the where I didn't put the clear coat, so I'm going to have to figure out something to fix that. And then another issue that I'm waiting on to fix, because I want to do it myself rather than spend $300 in an auto body shop, is the regulator on the passenger side window broke. One of the cables broke and it got stuck. The window got stuck all the way down because the cable that broke was the cable that pulls the window up. And so I spent about a good hour one night after that happened down in the parking lot attempting to cut that other cable so I could get the window up because there was rain coming. Fortunately, I was able to just beat the rain. So yeah, this is Cedar Rapids, Iowa, on Blair's Ferry Road. I'm on my way into work, and I'm just talking to you about my Panther platform car here, which I bought. I've gone back home several times in Wisconsin. It's a 5-hour drive. And I definitely must say that this car is definitely built for cruising on the highway. Smoothest, quietest ride I've ever owned. And everybody's like, why'd you buy it? Why'd you buy this? And this is the only car that I've ever been in where I don't have to have the driver's seat all the way back. I'm a tall guy, I'm 6'5". And so, up here at Collins, or actually C, looking to make sure that it's clear to go, and it is. So basically this car, it's got a nice radio, it's got a good climate control system. Now one thing I found out about this car is that when you get oil changes, you have to have the right oil filter put in. Because if you put the wrong oil filter on it, it's not so much, you put the wrong size, but apparently you need to have an oil filter with these cars that has a drain back valve or a drain back preventer valve on them. Because if you don't have one on there, then all the oil drains out of the top of the engine, and when you start it up, it rattles really bad for a couple seconds until the oil gets back up. And apparently that's because of the it's because the engine has hydraulically controlled chain tensioners in the for the camshafts, and if those don't have oil, the chains make a rattling sound for a couple seconds until the system can build up pressure. We're crossing Collins Road here. And then I go right down Old Marion here. I'll make the traction control light go for a second here. This thing has a really, really aggressive traction control algorithm in the computer because it doesn't have stability control. If you've got the wheels straight and you step on it, it'll definitely let you spin the wheels a little bit. But if you're going around a corner, the instant it senses wheel spin, it cuts power like the snap of a finger because it's trying to keep you from spinning out. But anyways, I'm at work. So now one thing that did happen to me when it was cold was that the little solenoid that locks the thing in park, or the shifter in park, when it's running so that you don't accidentally put it in gear, that froze up on me, and it hadn't done that before, but I think it's just a side effect of the cold weather here. But anyways, it's Sunday, 3 p.m., and we've warmed up to 246 degrees. I know that's not full temperature, but there's not much I can do about that because my trip to work isn't all that far. But anyways, so that's just been kind of an update on the Grand Marquis for me, how it's been going. And well, it's now 11:17. It's even colder out now. It's freaking 10 below, and my car is all warmed up here, so I will make my way out of here and on home. So yeah, this was a very cold day at work, and that's a little premature when I said that I never had any issues with this car before. And actually, I've got a Grand Marquis, and then one of my coworkers has an 01 Grand Marquis, and we both had some some cold weather related issues with it. With my car, what happened was the starter solenoid was kind of sticky because it was so cold. So I had to cycle the key a couple times, and it finally clicked over and she started up. But my coworker, who's got the 01 Grand Marquis, and he's got the Grand Marquis that has the high performance package, so he's got the dual exhaust and like 240 horsepower. But his car, the idle air control valve was frozen on it, and so for the life of him, it would not run because it could not get air in it to idle the engine unless he fed it the gas. So what we did was we popped the hood and we put a heat gun on it and let it sit for a couple minutes, and that pretty much solved the problem. But yeah, it's like 12 below out now. This is the coldest weather we've had here in Iowa in like 2 years, and I'm waiting for some traffic to come this way, and there's simply no way that with rear-wheel drive and all that stuff that I'm going to be able to successfully get out of here without causing any kind of an issue. So I'm just going to wait for these cars to come by, because this intersection here is not it's not plowed or salted. That guy coming by, and he's looking at me like, what the hell is that guy doing with the camera? So yeah, I can go now. Camera, foot's to the floor, and I'm barely moving here because I got no weight in the back end. See, once that traction control algorithm senses that you've got traction, it gives you the gas again. But yeah, this is my trip home. It's only about 1.5 miles. My climate control system says it's -2. It's colder than that. At the airport, it was like minus 10 or minus 15. No, it was minus 12 actually. But the scan gauge too here, that's those are the vitals. Air coming in at the intake is 6 degrees. This is the first driving video that I've done in HD with my car. Obviously I can't do a 0 to 60 in this kind of weather because it just I'll just be all over the place. So yeah, another intersection. I always turn right at this light here because if you don't, you sit at it forever. Foot's to the floor. Traction control's trying really hard here. A little squirrely there. It lets you get a little squirrely, but like I don't know if I can. Well, actually, that's not going to work. I'm not going to try it or going around the corner, but I don't know what it's going to do now. I could let you get a little squirrely. I just punched it down to the floor, and I'm holding it to the floor. And this is the traction control at work here. My camera does not want to focus. Come on. Oh, there's deer. Oh, do you see that? There's a deer that went around the corner. I hope I got that. There's deer that live in this part of town, and sometimes they'll be sitting out in the parking lot of the apartment complex, and they actually had some things on the door, some paper on the door that said do not approach the deer, they might not be friendly. So yeah, this is the trip back home. I'll punch it down one more time. Got a little squirrely there again, but yeah, if you're going straight, it'll give you a little more oomph to the rear wheels. But once you start getting, I don't know if it's just the byproduct of the really long wheelbase that I have in this car, or what. But if you get kind of squirrely when you're going around a corner, it stops you before you really get squirrely. And I haven't spun out with traction control on this thing yet. You know, like with my old truck, you know, I used to purposely do donuts, but that didn't have anything on it. And a couple times I found myself, you know, facing the wrong way in traffic. But I will pull into my parking spot here. I need a shovel, or I don't think I'm gonna really shovel. So I'll just hang this around my neck here. And I'll grab my groceries and I'll go inside. I was out. I did grocery shopping. You get kind of a funny view here. Lock the door. Look at all those frozen cars. I don't know who won't start in the morning. So yeah, that's my day at work. I hope you found something a little entertaining about my video today. It's that time of year, and it's been a while since I've done a video, and I apologize for that, but there's just been some things going on, and haven't really had the time to do. Got myself a hat, though. But thanks for watching the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe.